Hi guys and welcome to the Pixel Podcast. I'm your host for this epic first ever episode, if you will. I am Danny Deceptive Cobras Monahan, and my guest tonight is Robert Butcher. Robert, want to say hi?
Hello.
Just hello, okay. Man, a few words he is. And beneath me, as you can
On
see...
every day beginning with a Y.
Exactly.
Or
And as you
any.
can see beneath me, there is my lovely wife, Honey.
Hi. And my guest today is Victor Patefield. Victor, say
Don't
hi.
use that name.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
And today, guys, we've got 4 topics of questions to ask here. And I'm going to ask the questions, and I am going to wait for the responses from the guests, of course, and then give my 2 cents in return. So, question 1 to you guys. Ready? Remember, it's first on the buzzer here. Private servers, are they a good or a bad thing for games and the gaming industry? Robert?
For pay-to-play games, no. I don't think they're good for the industry, but for people that can't afford to play pay-to-play games, a private server to see if they like a game or something along that line. But the problem with most private servers is they don't work. The quests are broken. They don't have the most updated content, or so I want to say no. They're broken either way.
Honey?
Pretty much along the same lines as Bob. You know, if it is a free server that actually has decent content and all of that, you're going to get a whole bunch of people in there, because every private server I've ever seen has been donate to me and I'll give you the greatest stuff, which means if it's where they can PK, everybody else might as well pack it in, because you ain't getting anywhere.
Yeah, it basically becomes a pay-to-win on a
And
private
you're not-
PvP server.
You guys aren't talking about a certain Perfect World server, are you?
Perfect World was one. There was Repels.
Hey! My Repel's private server was not pay to win. It was
No, not
usually
yours.
It was usually snap my fingers and have God come along. What's the problem?
Not yours. But we have been on a few that have been pay to win.
Mm-hmm. Victor?
Danny. No, in my opinion, I honestly believe it depends on the game. For example, look at how long Warcraft was pay to play,
Mm-hmm.
and how long it's been around.
Mm-hmm. So it's celebrating its 10-year anniversary, isn't it?
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And what was it? In this last year, they started doing free to play.
Yeah.
And that's just like how we discussed before the show started, was to get people to come take a look at it for free to see if they liked it.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, we were referring to the Repel's private server.
Mm-hmm.
But you also got to remember, that was a pay to play, but we did dominate that server.
Yes, we did.
And pay to play servers, or private servers, in my opinion, suck.
Okay. Well, so my Zero Online private server sucked.
No.
I've never played it. Any of the servers that you've created, I have not been able to get on because you haven't pulled them up. You're always having technical difficulties.
No. Bob got onto my Repel server.
Yeah, I got on a
I
Danny's
did.
Repel server once.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Myself have not played on any of your private...
Once I get my new internet, that's going to change. Now, my personal stance on private servers, they can be good and they can be bad. Good if it's a dead IP, for example, Star Wars Galaxies. We'll bring that up on another subject. But bad if it's a current IP, for example, Repel's, World of Warcraft, any other current play-to-pay game, because you're technically breaking the law. Free-to-play games, they're a little bit in a grey area. I know that lag lords, otherwise known as arch lords, Zero Online, RF Online, a whole bunch of these, cheaply coded Korean games that flooded the market in the early 2000s. There were private servers popping up, it was like whack-a-mole. They'd send out cease and desists to all these hosts over in Europe, like Russia and Kazakhstan and all these other countries that don't really have any copyright issues, and sending them cease and desist for everyone. It was like being a member of Hydra. Kill one server, 2 servers shall take its place. You know what I mean? It was like whack-a-mole. Every time you kill one server, 2 servers will pop up. And it got to the point where some of the game developers, for example, Zero Online is, as far as I know, still around, but just barely. They were losing money hand over fist because of these private servers. Yes, I'm guilty of one of them. I did run a private server for maybe like 10 people tops, where we were just getting to know the game and the mechanics and things like that. And, once we mastered that certain thing, we'd go into the actual server and play. We mostly used my server as like an offline mode. You know what I mean? Where we could get to grips and stuff like that. That, honestly, is my personal take on private servers. Is if the IP is defunct or dead, that intellectual property, or IP for short, if the IP is dead or defunct, it's fine. If the IP is actually being used, that's a different story, because that's a legal grey area. Same as ROMs and emulators. A lot of people say, well, I don't see Nintendo putting out any new 8-bit games or 16-bit games or N64 games, so it's okay to emulate and make ROMs of the cartridges. Well, there are some people out there that still collect the games. I'm one of them. I mean, I have an 8-bit Nintendo, right down there. I am a collector.
It's holding the table up by the moment.
Exactly, probably is no my luck. I actually have... apparently I've reached my time limit. And of course now my webcam won't work. Technical difficulties, guys. 1 second. Here we go. Okay, now we're back. Sorry about that. Edit, break, recut. Now, as I was saying.
Oh, I was going to take that whole thing out.
Yep.
As I was saying, I feel if it's a dead or defunct IP, for example, Star Wars Galaxies is now technically a defunct or dead IP. Sony does not have any rights to it anymore. They lost that rights about 6-7 weeks ago. And as far as I know, there's no other game company that's looked at picking it back up, which is why there's a whole bunch of pre-CU Galaxy servers up there. Pre-CU, I like the newer combat upgrade system personally myself. Made macros a lot easier. But
agreed.
There are pre-CU servers, and there isn't any new servers up with the whole jump to light speed and whatnot in it, because that would be awesome. I'd love to get back into my Decimator and just fly off into the sunset and just own freaking rebels, or do a Hoth run with you guys, one last time, take out that damn Wampa King, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Give me the Wampa DNA.
Exactly. Me being the mad scientist in my basement trying to make a fucking Rancor, you know what I mean?
Hold on, I almost got another rocket built for you, Danny.
Exactly. You just see what I'm saying? I do miss those days. And if I could only relive those through a private server, sadly, I will do it. I've still got my client on my hard drive.
Oh, so do I.
I even have that sucker burnt to a DVD on the off chance that my hard drive dies. Why? The servers aren't there anymore, but it doesn't matter. It's the fact that I have the client. And I know there's a whole bunch of guys out there that are looking to reverse engineer Galaxies. So, who knows? One day, someday, maybe, there might be a Star Wars Galaxy server out there for us. And if my love for Star Wars is any question, here's my Stormtrooper coffee cup that says, you can go fuck yourself. Here is my Darth Vader coffee cup that says, you can go fuck yourself. and let me just grab one of the many stormtroopers up on my shelf, and they all say, you can go yourself. Trust me, I am probably the biggest Star Wars fan ever. Now watch George Lucas will pop up and say, oh, really, bitches? Yeah, you're the one who sold out, remember? Oh, burn your little waddly neck. You Jabba the Hutt looking motherfucker. Anyway, next question. Free-to-play game models. Is it right for everyone? I.e.,
No.
World of Tanks is free-to-play, War Thunder is free-to-play. Would it change the game at all if it became a pay-to-play, like a monthly subscription?
I think they would lose a lot of players if they did that. But it would make other things in the game that you would normally have to buy, like, you know, i.e. special tanks and stuff like that, a lot easier to get.
Actually, in 9.5, in World of Tanks, you're getting personal missions. Once you complete personal missions, you will get a rare tank that you cannot get anywhere else. We're talking tier 10 tanks. There's a new American tier 10 tank. There's a new Soviet tier 10 tank, the IS-10, I think it's called. Or no, the Object 2 something or other. It is a heavy tank that's tier 10 that you get for free for completing your personal mission list. And that mission list does not change from week to week to week. Once you agree to the mission start, those missions are yours forever. And what it does is it looks at what your favorite tanks series are, mediums, lights, heavies, tank destroyers, stuff like that, and it tailors those missions to that playstyle. Do you see what I'm saying? For example, I love my American mediums, and I'm on the test server right now, and the test server is like, okay, survive 10 battles in an M4 Sherman. I'm like, done, you know? And it's like, kill 5 light tanks in an M7. Done, you know? And the light now, a lot of the players who like light tanks are bitching because it's spot a minimum of 12 tanks in a game and don't die. So they're like, but I can't YOLO. That's the fucking idea. Or there's another one which is spot all the enemy, okay, get a patrol duty medal, survive the battle without stopping in your tank. Which means you can't hide in the bush, you can't hide behind a rock, you can't be a passive scout, you have to be an active scout and not get spotted.
But she likes me in the bush, sir.
Well, of course I bet she does. But you see what I'm saying? And all these light tank players are like, this is fucking bullshit. Ah! And then the tank destroyer guys are like, you think you've got it bad? The tank destroyer guys are like, destroy 10 heavy tanks without getting shot in return. The artillery players have it even worse. One of the artillery missions is kill 3 enemy tanks with 1 shell.
The best I've gotten a kill 2 tanks with 1 shell, but I've only did that once in all the times I played artillery.
Yeah, but that's one of the missions. Kill now, and it has to be with a tier 6 or higher artillery piece. Okay, you have to kill 3 enemy tanks with 1 shell, and it cannot be in a custom game. It has to be in a random game. So it's not 10, and you cannot be platooned. You cannot be platooned. Now, some of the missions say you can be platooned, and some of the missions say you cannot be platooned. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, get a minimum of 5 brothers in arms, which is, you have to be in a platoon of minimum of 2 tanks, and have at least 4 kills each. Do you see what I'm saying? And have everyone in the platoon live. Can you imagine how fucking annoying that's going to be? It's like my last mission I need to do to get my tier 10 American uber freaking tank, and I'm with you and Vic, and we're like, we're going to do it, and then the last second the arty kills Vic, and Vic kills the arty. Right at the end, I'll be like, no! I will put my fucking fist through my monitor.
You will not.
I will too.
You will not.
But anyway, so free-to-play model, do you think it's good for all game genres, or do you just think it's good or bad in general, Bob?
Well, I like some free-to-play games where you can you can spend money on the game if you want to.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, you don't have to. And some there are good free-to-play games out there, like World of Tanks.
Mm-hmm.
I think is good. It does have, you know, it's
premium. It's premium store whores that fire nothing but gold and have all the premium consumables.
Right, and games like Rift and other MMO type games like that are good free to play games where you can just spend money on them if you want to.
Mm-hmm.
You know, to buy this, okay, that's a cool looking mount. You know, I'll put $10-15 on the game, get enough diamonds to buy the mount, and now I'm running around on this cool looking mechanical spider mount or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't have to play the game.
Yeah. Now that said mechanical spider, can you buy that in an auction house maybe? With in-game credits?
No, once you purchase it, it is yours to your account.
Ah, okay, so it's account locked. Okay.
It's a bound.
You can pick it up on any of your other characters, so you don't have to buy it multiple times for each character.
Okay, that makes sense. You see what I'm saying? That does make sense. I like that.
They do have limited edition like mounts that they'll put in every once in a while that you might spend, you know, 450 diamonds on, but it'll only put it on that character that you buy it on.
Mm-hmm. So like seasonal things like Halloween, Christmas.
Yeah, some of the other the Headless Horseman's mount and stuff like that.
Okay, that's understandable. Honey, your thoughts on free-to-play models?
I've played a lot of free-to-plays, and
boy, have you!
I have come to the conclusion, really, that most of them are you don't go very far unless you put money on them. Repels is one of them.
Mm-hmm.
To get,
I know. Archlords used to be that way with the whole mirrored crystal things. They double your damage, and it was like every time you swung, you were pissing like $1.50.
Yes.
You know, out your wallet.
But like repels, I don't know if it's the same way because I haven't been on since they've went to this new
expansion, the whole clown circus thing. Yeah.
Yeah, but the sword. Mm-hmm. You have to make a +20 sword, and without dropping money on the game,
there's no way
it's
you can
impossible.
Do it. Yeah.
Or unless you get very lucky, like Sherry did at one point, she was able to do it, but still, it was.
And see that's the thing, that you've got all these stats in your character, and they don't explain what any single one of these bloody stats do. That honestly, to me, screams poor coding. Poor UI, poor implementation. You know, I mean, for example, when you're playing Dungeons and Dragons, okay, you know, strength equals damage, constitution equals hit points, dexterity equals dodge, intelligence equals mana. You know, each stat has its own. This is what it fucking does for your character. So you can tailor your stats to like in Perfect World. Everybody knows you want to go with Vite Stones if you're a werebeast. Why? Because the more hit points you've got, the more constitution you got, the more armor you've got. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yes.
But you can't tell that in repels. That was my biggest gripe about repels. It was.
Oh, I have a lot more than just that.
Well, I know, but what I'm trying to get across is I love playing Horizons. I love playing Astaria. It's one of my favorite games because of the craft engine and because it wasn't necessarily a grind fest.
No.
I mean, you could go to an area where the creatures passively give you some EXP to kill, but they drop tokens. You take those tokens to the twat outside the town, then the marshal, and the marshal you've just gained half a level. You just gained another half. You've now leveled up. And all you've done is hand in 5 tokens of creatures.
Yeah, the crafting system in Astaria was nice.
Oh, I love it.
The problem is the graphics with that game are so old and so outdated. I'm surprised people still pay for it.
Believe it or not, I've actually when I logged in on my free-to-play account, I actually used XSplit to read it, and it's Direct 8.0C.
Now there is a reason for that. Back when it first came out, they had these grand plans to upgrade it, and it got sold to one company, and that company didn't give a darn about it, and they did,
The IP got sold, sweetheart.
Yeah.
Now, see, this is the thing. If Astaria's IP got sold to someone like Blizzard or Activision or someone who actually gives a shit about the products they buy,
it could be a awesome game.
Yeah, it could be. But again, their free-to-play model, you can only be a human. You can't own a plot.
Yes, the free-to-play is...
But the one thing I do like about it, there's no level cap. No level cap.
No, you can go as far up as you possibly can.
Unlike certain other games like Knights of the Old Republic, where it's like you can't talk, you don't own a bank, you can't wear green, you can't go raids, you can't be in a clan or a group or any... World of Warcraft, max level is 20, can't be in a group, can't be in a raid. You can talk, but you can't send private messages, you can't receive mail, you can't send mail, So, I understand that they're trying to give you a morsel, a taste of the game. But honestly, the best free-to-play game I've ever come across that I think is absolutely freaking amazing is a game that's on Steam. It's called March of War. It's a real-time alternate history strategy game. Very similar to Risk or those sort of board games if you've ever played them. When you join a faction, each faction is made up of other countries. For example, the faction that would be Germany actually has England in it. So you can have German stormtroopers with British machine gunners. So you've got German soldiers standing next to a Spitfire. You've got BF-109s and Spitfires flying together in groups, which is just blowing with my mind because I'm like, shouldn't they be shooting each other down?
Yes.
But it's an alternate history, and actually America is the aggressor. America was the instigator of their World War II, And so, but anyway, that's what... On free-to-play models, Victor, how do you feel about them?
Depends on the game and whether or not the people that are running the free-to-play game is actually paying attention and actually give a shit about whether or not people are hacking or if they're just doing it to try to make a buck.
Mm-hmm. See, now, I have noticed that the majority of free-to-play games either use Hack Shield or Zencode or N-Protect, or they'll use Steam's Valve anti-hack, and they're a great idea. They're a great visual splash on the screen. Oh, fuck, this game's protected. Yay. I'll be safe giving my credit card information.
Doesn't always work.
But in truth, honestly, none of them work.
2 games that I have played that were free to play that had hack protections on it, and I still witnessed tons of people hacking on the games.
Combat Arms is one of them.
Need for Speed World.
Need for Speed World and Combat Arms.
Don't forget Repels. Hell, Cobra's account got hacked.
Yes.
And he lost his very first Hawkman.
Yep. No, that was an account steal because apparently someone took my username and password. But no, what we're talking about, honey, is like in Combat Arms, you've got aimbots, you've got no infinite ammo, you've got ghosts where you can walk through the wall, where you can be up in the bloody clouds and you're headshotting everyone and they can't shoot you back. You know what I mean?
Yes.
In Speed World, they are using speed hacks.
Yeah. You see what I'm saying? There are so many games out there that use these so-called anti-hack systems that don't bloody work. Which is why a lot of console players don't want to try playing PC games because they're like, but I'm really freaking epic with my auto aim. It's like, oh yeah, look, I'm boss with my auto aim in COD. Yet when they grab a mouse and a keyboard, and they get owned by a 5-year-old with a pistol and a knife, and they start throwing shit around. You're hacking! Ah! And it's like, no, they're not.
Or like that one example, Danny, where me and you was in Combat Arms. I was using my good old faithful M60.
Yep. And I was using my sniper rifles.
Running the room,
yeah.
Who was hacking, kicked me out of the room because I had gotten 5 headshots with my M60 off him.
Yeah, exactly.
And he was hacking.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the whole point. And this is the thing. I got to give Nexon props on this. Nexon have actually openly turned around and said, yes, they understand that hacking is a big problem in their game, and they are currently trying to work on it. But I'm like, you're too little, too late.
Way too little, way too late.
When you're watching people fly around your map, okay, firing a freaking pistol and rockets are coming out, killing everyone, and you're not, and the admin with their super kick function that they paid money for, I might add, don't forget, admin and super admin is actually cost you NX, okay?
Oh, yes.
And you can't kick them because they've got an anti-kick cheat as well. What's the fucking point?
There isn't one.
Because they're paying for a product that you are not providing. They, in theory, can actually go to the Better Business Bureau and ask for a refund, or go to PayPal and do a reverse charge on you.
Oh, yeah.
Because you're not supplying what you pay for. See, this is why what draws a lot of people away from free-to-play games is the whole hack system. Now, honestly, yes, I'm not going to lie, I'm not going to hide it. I did actually show people on Elite PvPers how to hack Archlords, which was packet hacking, which, by the way, is the ultimate form of hacking, which is like, oh shit, I'm hacking the servers, you know? It's not whole, using a macro or using, script kiddies to do shit. No, I was actually intercepting the packets from my client to their server and altering the packets. Do you see what I'm saying? I was doing the ultimate form of hacking.
Yes, I know. You had 0 cooldown on your Orc Shaman.
Yeah, I had 0 cooldown on my Orc Shaman and all of his AoEs. So I could go out into a zone that was brimming with freaking bad guys and just go AoE, 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 and just slaughter everything. I went out to that there's an area out in the Orklands where there's like level 50 freaking tusked elephant things. I was killing them before they even got to me to hit me. And I was level 15, 16. And I did it as a proof of concept to show the gaming company that their hacking software is great and all, and it covers their client, but it doesn't cover what their client is sending. Do you see what I'm saying? They had a packet encryption, which is only Blowfish and CRC32, which is the most fucking easiest thing to bypass if you know how to do reverse engineering like I do. Okay? And you two are probably thinking, what the hell's Blowfish? Blowfish is a form of mathematical encryption in the packets. Okay? Skype uses Blowfish. If I want to, I can hack Skype and make it look like you're typing, you're a fag, you're a fag, you're a fag, or whatever. You know what I mean? Even though you probably think I am one. But, no, and I sent the video. You see, yeah, exactly. I sent the video and all the info and all the research I found to the guys that owned the game, and their response was to ban me.
To ban both of us.
Not to increase their security level, not to take this feedback from a gamer saying, look, these are your issues. No. They decided to ban us, and those loopholes are still there in their game.
No, because Archlords is not around anymore.
No. Archlords 2 is based on Archlords 1.
Oh, lovely.
And the loopholes are still there. Trust me, they're still there. But no, same as combat arms. You know how Vic was accused of headshotting and being an aimbotter and whatnot. Well,
yes.
Because I went up 3 ranks in a day, people were accusing me of rank hacking.
Oh no! The best one has to be when you were getting your stuff up to record off of a game and got banned.
Yes, that was Warframe. There was no NDA on Warframe. I went to use XSplit to record some footage that I was going to do a whole mini series on Warframe, and I sent an email to to one of the guys who does the podcast, not their podcast, their show on Twitch, and he emailed me back and he's like, "Oh, that's very interesting, great. Go to log in." It goes, "Your account is banned until 29.99." I'm like, what the hell? Apparently they didn't want their product free marketed. And by the way, guys, everyone in this podcast is not affiliated with Nexon, with Combat Arms, or any of the games we bring up, other than the fact that we are just gamers. So, next question. All-time favorite online and offline games. I'll go ahead and start. My favorite online game that I'm playing currently right now... God, that is a good question.
There is many of them.
Yeah, I'd have to say it's a toss-up between War Thunder and Heroes of the Storm. Favorite all-time online game that's sadly not around, Star Wars Galaxies. Rest in peace. Rest in peace, Nan. Imperial Medic. Stayed on the front lines, he did, till the end. Let's see, favorite offline game. It's an obscure game on the Super Nintendo, and it's called Metal Marines. And it is a real-time, again, I'm just real-time strategy freak. It is a real-time strategy game. I know, on a console? What? But it did get ported over to the PC. Unfortunately, I've never found a PC port that's worked. Even the one from GOG.com, the one I paid for, I might add, doesn't work because it's not compatible with 64-bit OSs. And I am not downgrading to 32. You can jog on. Metal Marines was a real-time strategy game on the Super Nintendo. I first got it because I was really big into anime, and I was watching an anime series called Patlabor, where it's about huge, great big oversized mechs. They're a police force, and they're trying to make sure that these great big huge lumbering mechs don't go off and destroy the city. And I remember this very vividly because there was a commercial for the game on the manga channel for Patlabor, for Metal Marines on the manga channel. And it was done by a game company called Interscope. Interscope aren't around anymore. And I remember watching this commercial, and I was like, oh, this game's fucking excellent. And I got it. I got it for Christmas in 1994, so I was 14. I got it for Christmas. I put it in my Nintendo. I started playing it on my SNES, as we call it in England. I started playing it, and my mum comes into my bedroom and she goes, "Why are you playing with your Christmas gift?" And she literally unplugged the cartridge from my console, took it out, put it in the box, and wrapped it up. This was in November. November! And I'm like, fine, I'll play my other game I got. And she goes, "What's that?" And it was Road Rash 3, one of my other all-time favorite offline games. She grabbed that out my Mega Drive and wrapped that up too. So, from November up to December, all I did was sit on my ass and twiddle my thumbs because I couldn't play my two favorite games that I wanted to play. Again, current online favorite game I'm playing right now is War Thunder and Heroes of the Storm. They're 50-50 right there. I love Heroes of the Storm. I love the principle, the idea of it. The fact that there's not all that micromanagement like you get in League of Legends, where you have to have the boots and the helm and the sword and this and that, and then they all go into this great big axe, and no, there's none of that micromanaged bullshit. It's all about timing of your skills, what perks you pick at the beginning of the game, which dictates your position in the group. It is a very group-centric game, and I love that. But my all-time favorite online game, bar none, hands down, you will not catch me playing anything else at that time when it was in its full swing, was Star Wars Galaxies. Rob, question to you. What's your favorite online game and offline games?
My favorite offline game had to be Command & Conquer Generals.
Good choice.
And the expansion that came out with it, just loved Command & Conquer Generals. We played it we get 4 or 5 of our friends together and just
decimate each other
together and sit and play that.
Oh yeah. Play until the switch or the router starts to blow up because it's handling too much data. I've done a few LAN parties like that.
Yeah, we used to. I used to pack my computer up and go out to another friend of ours' house, Cheeser.
Mm-hmm.
Me, Vic, Scott, Cheeser.
Mm-hmm.
We'd all sit there and play Command and Conquer Generals and
Uh,
a few other games that we had, offline games that we could land together. Diablo 2, the first Diablo and Diablo 2.
I
And,
actually have a copy of Diablo 2 on the shelf right there. I'll get it. I am not shitting you.
yeah, just Diablo 2 and stuff when it came out. So it was a fun game until you beat it, and then you went into the next hard mode, and then you're like getting your ass whooped all over the place, and you're like yelling at the screen.
Here you go. I'll one up you. I've got Diablo and Diablo 2 right here.
My copy of Diablo 2 is missing somewhere.
Right here.
Same here.
I've got Diablo 1 and Diablo 2. I've got both those mother truckers. I've also got Freelancer. That is a good little sci-fi open world game. If you ever get the chance to buy it on GOG. I believe it's only going for like $4 or $5 on GOG.com right now. Freelancer. Absolutely amazing game. I believe this is the precursor to a whole bunch of new open world MMOs that are coming out that's all based on the Freelancer universe. And yeah, really good game. I also have the original StarCraft and the Brood Wars expansion set.
Oh yes, and other games I used to play the hell out of were the first original Warcraft.
Mm-hmm.
Warcraft 1, Warcraft 2.
I have those. They're on the shelf over there.
Warcraft 3, for an RTS game.
Yep.
And stuff. I loved playing them and playing them over, played them over and over and over again.
What is it? Yes, me lord. Righto.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
You used to have fun clicking on the characters and hear all the voices that they used
Yeah,
to do.
yeah, you click. I'm not that kind of orc. What?
What you will be killed.
Yeah, yeah. Dewaliwanga, I can kill that. Yeah, I like the bit when you constantly kept clicking on the orc warrior. Eventually, you'd be like, "What?" He'd just get really pissed because you keep clicking on him. Oh, and Dungeon Keeper. I cannot ever give up. Dungeon Keeper. I love Dungeon Keeper. Dungeon Keeper was the shit. You get to slap imps around. If you ever get tired of your brother or your sister, you're like, I'm just gonna play frickin' Dungeon Keeper.
Well, they've got you'll be happy to know, Danny, they've got Dungeon Keeper out for your Android phones.
Yeah, but it's time based, which means it's like 2 days for this and 5 days for that.
Yeah, that to build stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can, it only takes a short amount of time to renew your troops.
There's the guy who originally done Dungeon Keeper has got his own version of what he basically took what he thought Dungeon Keeper 3 should be, and he's making it himself. I think it's on Steam's Greenlight program. If I find out the information, I'll post the links in the video description down below, guys. But so, what's your favorite online game currently right now?
Well, currently I have. Pardon me.
That's okay, and the prize does come with that cough.
Yeah, only on days that end with a Y.
Mm-hmm.
Currently I am playing World of Warcraft. Warlords of Draenor.
Yes, I've got the expansion myself.
Got back in it because I wanted to see what all the changes they made and stuff, and some of the.
It's the fact. It's the fact. It's the fact that you can. It's the fact that you can own your own place now.
Well, not only that, it's just the CGI cutscenes that they make for some of these games are sometimes more fun to watch when you get to them than actually playing the game.
Oh yeah, the video intro for Heroes of the Storm. Oh my god, it is absolutely gorgeous. The metal track that they got playing with it, Vic. I honestly can see Vic moshing the hell out to it. It is really awesome. It really is. So, what's your favorite all-time online game?
My favorite all-time online game. I've played so many different MMO-style games. It's really... I like playing World of Warcraft. I've also liked playing Rift. but Rift is a free to play game. Like just like any other free to play game, when you get so far and it just
once you've invested so much time and money,
it gets boring.
Yeah.
And with some, it's either you want to react or play a different race and stuff just to see some of the other areas or stuff like that. But
I have
Rift, you can go anywhere.
I have to also admit there is an excuse me. There is also another MMO that I used to play like crazy, EverQuest.
Played EverQuest 2.
I used to be a huge EverQuest player. I used to have a lizard man called Chanel.
You mean NeverQuest?
No, yeah, NeverQuest, yeah. Yeah, I used to be a lizard man. I used to have a lizard man called Chanel. And everyone used to call me Wolverine because I had the helmet that had like these weird quiffs on the side of his head. And I used to have 2 twin one-handed claws on each hand. And everyone used to call me the Wolverine of EverQuest.
we were playing EverQuest 2 with a bunch of friends. The only thing I ever really remember from, because I'm playing a dwarf, me and my dwarf characters, but they're talking about, okay, we found this great place, and it's a real high mountain and stuff. We can get up to the mountain, and you could see, literally half the world from the top of this mountain. And so we all were like, okay, yeah, let's go, and spend an hour and something just getting to this mountain, running through areas and stuff where my little ass character should not be. And everybody gets to the top. What they don't tell me is that it's a sheer cliff on the other side.
And there is fall damage in EverQuest.
Hey, we didn't tell him and we stopped.
So he went,
they all stop. I keep going. And they swear to God, it was like I hung there in midair, turned around and looked at him like, what?
Looney Tunes. What?
Exactly. Now I was like, shoo! Down I go.
Yeah, I've realised that there's fall damage in EverQuest 2 as well.
I could not get my body back.
Oh no, of course not, because you'd have to approve someone to drag your body, and then they'd have to drag it to you, and then you could. In EverQuest 1, in the Lizardman starting world, there's an area called Field of Bone. And inside this Field of Bone, there's nothing but walking undead, scorpions, and a race called the Brunani. And they're basically badgers. Really big, pissed off fucking badgers. And there's a tower in the Field of Bone that every 12 to 18 hours, an undead dragon would come out of this fucking tower and just decimate every NPC for fucking miles, because it would go right into the town. If some scrub was out in the Field of Bone and the screen and the sky started going black, and you didn't run for your fucking life, you were dead. You were just flat out dead. You were dead, brown bread, gone. See ya. And I used to watch level 60, level 70, level 80, and level 90 guys get their ass kicked by this fucking undead dragon. And it got so bad that you would watch these level 90 characters running to save their life, while an undead fucking dragon's chasing them right into the town. Because they knew that they could kill the guards, because in EverQuest there's racial hatred. If you're a lizard man and you go into a human town, you're dead. The guards will kill you on sight. Well, if you're a human and go into a lizard town, the lizard men guards will try and kill you. They knew that they could one-shot kill the lizard men guards before they could kill that boss. Do you see what I'm saying? So they'd run right into the town, hoping that the load zone, the load screen, would save them. Unbeknownst to them, the NPC, the monster, will go through the load zone after them. There was no way to outrun this bastard unless you logged out. And then 9 times out of 10, you log back in, you're dead.
I used to remember when I can't remember which expansion in World of Warcraft it was. I think it was Burning Crusades, when they used to kite the big dinosaurs from Ungoro Crater all the way to Stormwind.
Now that's a big
They used
cut.
to drag that big elite dinosaur right into town, and that big dinosaur would just
That'd be King Crush, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, King Crush.
And they
yeah.
also did it with one of the Egyptian, or not the Egyptian.
I know most of the Egyptian bosses are in Nox Ramus, right?
No, it was from the Blasted Lands somewhere.
Ah, okay, okay.
But they used to drag him all the way to Stormwind, and he's got an AoE attack. And most of the Stormwind, the NPCs are just, are low level.
Yeah, level.
Guards are a little higher, but it would just one-shot all the NPCs. And everything it kills, it makes it stronger. So after a while, when the NPCs would respawn, this thing would just get so powerful, nobody could kill it.
Till the GM comes in and despawns him and respawns him back where he's supposed to be. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Honey?
I
Yes.
thought it just, well, either way, as soon as he kills an NPC, he gets all of his freaking hit points back. But
Yeah.
I remember logging in, and then, like, all of a sudden, I'm like, well, I know when I logged out, I wasn't dead.
Yeah.
Run back to my body, res up and go, what the hell? Dead.
That.
Yes.
Okay, run back to my body again. This time, I'll log a little farther away and start running for the gate.
Yep. Dead. So, your all-time favorite online and offline game?
Online, there's two.
Okay.
And they will always be my favorite. Star Wars Galaxies. That was just one of the most epic games in the world.
Yes, it was.
I remember being one of the top damn entertainers where I would have half the cantina watching me, even with 5 other ants.
Starsider. Woo!
Yeah, even with 5 other ants dancing.
Yep.
The other one, even though, I agree with Bob, it does need a graphics update, and, it would be really great if it got one, but even though it hasn't, I can look past that, and it's Astaria. I cannot live without my dragon.
Of course not. You've put so much...
The problem with Astaria, the graphics are so bad it hurts your eyes.
It doesn't hurt my eyes.
Then you're half blind.
No, I'm not.
Well, no, you got to understand, Bob. She's invested so much time and money and effort and everything else into her dragon. Same as me. Same as Grunthug. If someone says we're deleting Grunthug, I'll be like, the fuck you are.
I've got four ancient dragons. 3 of which have 100 craft. 2 of which have 100 layer shaping. I have a level 9 Hatchie that is level 100 craft and level 54 layer shaping. And then I've got my kitty that is a level 100 confectioner that has all of the titles for the confectioner.
And your favorite offline game?
Offline? That's the hard part because I don't really play offline games. So the only one that I really play is called Jewel Quest.
I think an N64 would disagree with you there.
An N60, you mean way back even. N64, it was F-Zero X.
And a certain game that's 4 letters, begins with D, ends with M.
Yes, Doom. I love watching you play it. However, I will never play it. Also, Skylanders. You got me Skylanders a couple of years ago.
Yes, I did.
And, I really enjoy that. We just recently got me the Najin and the Legendary Stealth Elf.
I got a game for you, Danny. When I just wonder if you've ever played it. It was there was a game out for Xbox called Steel Battalion. And my buddy Doug, we used to have the controller, the big. Well, is it still down in the basement? Holy crap! The big board controller for it and the foot pedals.
Yeah, it's still down here, Bob.
That game is possibly one of the funnest games I played in a long time.
Steel Battalion? Yeah, I've played it.
Nothing fun. I enjoyed it. There was something excruciatingly frustrating about that.
There was another good game on the original Xbox called Black, Black. It was a first-person shooter where you're a mercenary and you've got to rescue. It's kind of like Mario, but instead of you being a plumber, you're a mercenary.
Yeah.
And you're in the middle of Russia, you know, so all the enemy are speaking Russian and have AKs and whatnot, and you could like literally just put a suppressor on your gun and then put like a laser sight and stuff and walk around like your James Bond. It reminded me so much of GoldenEye. That's another good N64 game, by the way. GoldenEye, Shadows of the Empire, another good N64 game. You know, there's so many games that I've played in my past, but my all-time favorite game, a game that I cannot pass up, even if I see it in a friend's Mega Drive, I must pick up the controller and play it, is Road Rash 3. I've had so many good memories playing Road Rash 3. And hell, all the Road Rashes, I've always liked Road Rash. Road Rash has been always one of my favorite games. You know,
So what is VIX?
yeah, what's yours, Victor? What's your favorite online game?
As in general,
No, what is your all-time favorite online game?
there's a toss-up,
Okay.
and I don't play either of them anymore.
Okay.
Star Wars Galaxies
Mm-hmm.
and World of Warcraft.
Okay. What about your favorite offline game?
Don't have one.
Could be console, could be anything. It's the sort of game
Well,
that
since you said it could be anything,
Mm-hmm.
Dungeons and Dragons.
Okay, what, the board game? Or
The tabletop where me and a bunch
because
of
Wizards of the Coast, well, actually they were called DSR back then. They actually came
Wizards
out.
with the most.
Yeah, Wizards with the most. Yeah, they actually came out with a Super Nintendo version of Dungeons and Dragons. It was a side-scrolling hack and slash.
I'm talking about where we're sitting at the table, books all over the
Oh yeah,
fucking place.
I know.
The dice.
Proper full-on roleplay. Yeah, I'm the same way. I'm the same way.
Matter of fact, Bob is one of my veterans I used to DM for.
Cool. Okay, and the last question, which is, do you think that the age rating system for video games works? Bob? I take his silence as an epic no.
Or he happened to slip away from the mic for a second.
Typical. Honey, do you think that video game age ratings work?
No, I don't.
Okay.
The reason why is because there's parents out there that don't go and look into the game before they go, oh, my child wants this game, I'll just buy it. And so the parents go out and they buy these games, and then they're in the other room, and then they're hearing F this and F that, and, you know, even
or moaning and groaning.
Yeah, even the sex scenes. And they go running in screaming, what the, you know, well, you're the one who bought that game for that child. You're the one that had to show your ID at the cashier so that you could check it out.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, it's the parents' problem. They did that.
Now, taking that into account, okay,
Mm-hmm.
was there a game or a movie that you always wanted to see or you know, own where you want the right age?
Now,
I remember having to pay some guy randomly off the street to help let me get tickets to go see RoboCop. The original, not that piece of shit remake, by the way.
well, now see, here's the thing, though. I, growing up, never got into the movies, never got into the games.
Mhm.
I was a rodeo girl. All of my time was spent on my horses. So the answer is no, because you've even said it yourself. You'll ask me, have you seen this movie? No. Damn it, girl, watch television.
She hasn't even seen Aliens. What the fuck? Let alone freaking RoboCop or Terminator or God forbid, she has never even seen Blade Runner.
Now, what you've
Oh,
got to
sacrilege.
what you've got to understand is, until I met you, I never played online games.
Mm-hmm.
When I met you, to me, a computer was to Google recipes and to
Actually, you
frickin'
mean Yahoo recipes?
Yahoo recipes and to check emails.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know there was a whole other side to them that, you know. I mean, I remember getting Tetris
Mm-hmm.
on the computer, and I thought that was just the greatest thing. Then I met you, and you convinced me to try Astaria.
Bad mistake.
Yes, because I remember when we first started playing the game told us that we barely met the minimum requirements, and I started calling around to find an 8 gig DDR2 RAM module to put into your gateway machine to make sure you had the RAM requirements.
Well, it wasn't even just that. It was, we were sitting there, and I would sit on the bed and watch you.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going, come on, try this, honey, try this. And no, I'm not going to try this. No, I'm not going to try it. No, I'm not. And then you finally convinced me, and I made a dryad.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that didn't go very far. And then all of a sudden I realized, oh my goodness, I can make a dragon. And then, not knowing, exactly what was going to happen when she grew up to become an adult, which was all the rage, I made a purple, and the tones on the hatchie was another purple.
Mm-hmm.
So she was like two-tone purple, and I thought that was just awesome. Yeah, she grew up, and the purple on the body stayed purple, but the markings went hot pink. And she had to be deleted.
So, Vic, do you think age rating works for video games?
If the parents actually took time to research the game to see why it's at that age, it would work.
Mm-hmm.
But if all they're going to do is go out and look, it has to be 16 or whatever it is for teenagers, teen 16.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they can have it. He's 17.
Mm-hmm.
Then they shouldn't have a right to fucking complain.
It fucking looks like.
Of course. Bob, you there?
Yes, sir.
Age rating on video games. Do you think it works?
Again, if parents would do a little research on the game,
Uh-huh.
the truth, it works. It keeps children from going out and buying games that the parents don't know about.
Mm-hmm.
Because certain games you can't unless you have a legal ID or are that age to be able to purchase the game, you can't buy it. But say little girl or boy or whoever sweet talks their parent, and next thing you know, bam, they've got a game they shouldn't have.
Well, unfortunately, sometimes it doesn't even have to be the parent.
Mm-hmm.
Grandma, grandpa, who has no idea what the heck it is. Brothers, sisters that happen to be old enough.
Mm-hmm. And
Now, see, I can argue with that. Because as a retired dungeon master for Dungeons & Dragons, I use the age rating for my players.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, but you can physically see them in front of you.
That's not the point. We're talking about age rating for games, period.
Mm-hmm.
I use the age rating for mine. Which means if someone that was under 18, because I had it at 18, because I felt anybody who was 17 and younger, because me and Bob and all my gamers, we had discussed it. Anybody who's 17 and younger normally don't have the mentality to actually take it and go, okay, this is a game, this is reality, and keep it separated.
Yeah.
So they actually, if they were underage, they actually had to have their parents come talk to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because the whole occult thing.
Yes.
Exactly.
But again, you know that is the person that's going to be playing that character. The lady who's at the cashier, who runs it through the cashier, has no clue if truly it is for that person,
Mm-hmm.
or if it's a gift for somebody, or what happens to it after it leaves that store.
And see, my biggest issue, okay, with the age rating system and as why it is widely abused as well, as it has its good and its bad points, is direct digital downloads. Even PC games are going media free. No more CDs, no more floppy disks, no more cartridges, no more freaking little, SD chip cards, none of that. It's all digital download. Well, it's not hard to go into an Xbox and change the age of the profile.
Right.
It's not hard. If they want this game that friggin' badly, they will do their damnedest to get it.
Well, and the other thing is the digital age, like you just said, torrents.
Yeah, torrents, and they'll get it. No matter what, they'll get it. And
The system isn't a babysitter.
well, I know it's not. No. You're misunderstanding the point I'm trying to make. I understand that the age rating system isn't a babysitter. Okay, I understand that, but a lot of laws that are passed via certain countries, for example, Australia. Australia has banned Grand Theft Auto 5 from being sold as a actual game, as a proper freaking game on a disc that you put into a console. You can only get it through direct digital download because a whole bunch of butthurt ex-prostitutes have said, well, they're beating on women and they're getting sexual pleasure from it. Ban them! Ban them! Well, I'm pretty sure you felt a little bit good after beating on someone, Plain and simple. I mean, you're a dirty hooker. You've done some shit for money. Trust me, you don't have no fucking right to say you can't play this game or not. And they go, well, it's the PEGI system. It's the PEGI age system. It says on the fucking game 18 plus. If some 16-year-old with a fake freaking beard, comes in, say, oh, I want to buy this game, ma'am. You're like, okay, do you have your ID? No, I'm old enough. It's like, no. Because I used to work retail. I used to work for Argos, and before then I worked for Currys, which is England's version of Radio Shack, basically. And we sold games. We sold console games. And one of the games I remember in question was Final Fantasy VII. It was a big old huffle and to-do because in Final Fantasy VII, there's a section in the game where the male character puts on makeup, a dress, and some knickers, and goes in pretending to be a woman. And everyone was up. Oh, kids are gonna be transvestites and all this other fucking stupid shit, And it's like, there's already transvestites in England. It's not a new fucking thing, Eddie Izzard, transvestite. Roy Chubby Brown, transvestite. They're fucking comedians that performed at the Royal fucking Academy in front of the damn Queen, wearing a damn dress. It's not unheard of, But apparently Final Fantasy VII almost got banned in England because there's that one scene where Cloud puts on a dress and a wig and a pair of knickers and puts makeup on. That's it.
But the point is even if you stuck 100% to that rating system, okay, 100%.
There's always going to be ones that fall through the cracks. Okay, trust me.
Not even that. Okay, there's always going to be that one parent or that one church group or that one teacher or whatever that sees it in a glimpse or something and goes, oh, you can't do this. And then they go to their friends that's in that same, mindset. And then they join in. And then that's what starts all of this.
Yeah. But no, the point I'm trying to make is I think that the age rating system is there more as a blanket.
Yes.
More than anything else. It's like whenever time some stupid prat goes on a shooting spree, it's like, let's analyze the music he listens to. Let's analyze the games he plays. Let's analyze the movies he's watched. How about you analyze the fact that the poor bastard was probably bullied and no one in that school did nothing?
Mm-hmm.
Has nothing to do with the fact that he listens to Marilyn Manson or dubstep or whatever. Or you know, it has nothing to do with the fact that he could play fucking My Little Pony, okay? And then all of a sudden, My Little Pony is going to be outlawed. It has nothing. Everyone's going to find that one little niche to nitpick. And honestly, I think that the PEGI system, along with even the motion picture of associations thing, like mature audiences only. It's not that hard to go to a bloody website that, you know, for example, the new Terminator Genesis video. It doesn't even ask you for an age rating. You know, to verify your age, like typing your month, year, and your date, you know. It just immediately plays the video and it says, warning, mature audiences only. That's it. That's the only legal cover that the movie industry needs. Do you see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's nothing but a fucking sheer cop-out. I really do.
It's a way for them to cover their butts.
It's not only that, it's a double-edged sword, because the gaming industry, much like the movie industry, says, well, we have our own rating system. It's not necessarily us, it's the parents, like you guys are saying. But also at the same time, okay, certain games, I mean, there's Goat Simulator, for fuck's sake. Who the hell wants to simulate being a goat? In Afghanistan, you're going to have a sore ass. It's like Sheep Simulator in Wales. You're going to have a sore ass. Okay? And if you're Welsh or Afghanistan, sorry about the fucking joke, but you'll get the end of it. Okay? There's Surgeon Simulator. That is the most infuriating game in the universe, I might add. I'm not a surgeon. I'm not going to play Surgeon Simulator for 20 minutes and think, oh, fuck it, I can do brain surgery. Where's a drill? You know? I'm not going to watch a cooking show and then realize I'm a fucking master chef. You know, there's just certain things that groups in general need to fucking take with a pinch of salt. Okay, they want to analyze everything about this kid's life except for the kid's life. You know, what caused him to, you know, kill himself? What caused him to do whatever? Okay. They're so busy analyzing his iTunes list that they're not analyzing what caused what was the initial straw that broke his mental camel's back. Do you see? No, don't get me wrong. Okay, I'm all for gun rights. I'm all for owning firearms. Yes, I'm British, and you're probably thinking that's bloody weird. No, if you want to own an M60 machine gun, go for it. Own the damn thing. But I honestly feel that when someone comes to you, if you're in a position of power, okay, in an educational institution, if you are a teacher, hell, if you're a fucking janitor and you're mopping up puke, piss, and shit, okay, and a kid is crying, walking down the hallway with blood pissing out of every orifice on his face, okay, clearly he got fucked up. So you want to, you know, take the kid to the damn nurse, you know, ask the kid what the hell happened. You know, oh, so-and-so's bullying me. You beat that fucking bully's ass. You know, plain and simple. You tell the kid, look, this ain't fucking the attitude we want. Get the fuck out of our school. You know, go. You know, protect the fucking victim. You don't blame the victim, okay? It's like every time there's a rape allegation from any sports or anyone famous, okay? Right now, there's this big thing on YouTube, okay, where there's this guy who's supposed to be a prankster on YouTube, where he literally handcuffed himself to a really good-looking girl and told her, I'm not going to undo these handcuffs until you give me a kiss. And I'm not talking a little peck on the cheek, I'm talking porn kiss.
That's technically sexual assault.
The guy's name is Sam Pepper, okay? He's lost his YouTube channel. He's lost his syndication. He's lost everything. And he is actually facing sexual assault charges.
Good.
Okay? But that's for something completely fucking different. Okay? And everyone, all the comments in his videos are like, oh, she's really hot. I'm going to go try that next week when I go to the club. And you're like, no wonder why bouncers are having to throw fucking idiots out.
Yeah.
They're looking at this shit on YouTube, okay, or wherever they get their stupid, funny, Vine videos from, okay, and think that that's really cool. It's like there's this one video that's going viral on YouTube right now of some British twat talking on his phone with his camera, holding his freaking GoPro out at a weird angle, saying, yes, mama, I'm told I'm terminally ill, and if anyone is standing next to me, they're going to get terminally ill too. Scaring the fucking public. There was this, she was in her 50s or 60s, this old lady. She literally threw her basket on the damn floor and ran out the damn store. If she was to get hit by a bus or a car, that's not a fucking prank anymore.
No, it's not.
Same as these stupid, scary clown pranks, where they got some douchebag in a clown costume, okay, playing some stupid freaking little pinwheel music box, and he chases after a poor innocent person coming out of a fucking elevator with a chainsaw. That's not funny.
No, that's not.
Because what's to say I'm not going to pull out my fucking gun, which I legally can own with my fucking, my concealed carry permit, and put 3 in your fucking chest? That ain't funny now, is it? Then all of a sudden, everyone on YouTube's like, oh, rip clown, rip clown.
That just proves natural selection.
Exactly. But this is the thing I'm trying to get across, is idiots are watching these videos and think it's funny. And they wonder why when some idiot goes into Walmart, okay, with an airsoft gun, okay, pretending that he's in some sort of fucking weird alternate fucking, altered mind state, and a cop has to go into that store and put 3 into that kid's chest. It's not the cop's fault.
No, it's not.
Okay, I know some police officers, okay? Now, I'm not getting on the Ferguson bandwagon. I'm not getting on any other fucking, cop-killing bandwagon, okay? I'm not. But I know several sheriffs, and the first thing they will always do is not go for their gun. They will go for their taser, their baton. They will go for any other thing other than their gun. They always use their gun as a last resort. Why the hell can't other cops learn that? Now, but from the criminal, from the victim, the quote-unquote victim side here, okay? Don't be a fucking idiot. Don't go waving around something that could even remotely be considered a freaking live firearm. Okay? I know. I have airsoft guns. When I go airsofting, I leave them in the car. I don't take them with me. I don't even take my pistol with me. I take it out the holster and I put it in the car. I've told Leslie countless times when we go to Walmart, because Leslie wanted to get some more BBs for his freaking gun. I said to him, Leslie, leave your gun in the truck. Well, why? Because it looks like you're carrying a fucking AK-47. Oh, that's true. Well, Darwin strikes again. So, and as Bob says, it sounds like it's more natural selection. But this is the thing. People look at these PEGI rating systems and these other fucking movie rating systems and whatever, and it's just a crutch. It's just a blanket for you guys. It doesn't actually do anything. I mean, think about it, okay? I first learned about sex when I found my dad's porn stash. And my dad literally walked in with me watching one of his porn videos. He hands me a porn mag and some sandpaper and says, "Love hurts, son," and walked away. That's the extent of my sexual education from my father. So do you see what I'm saying? It's that mentality that I'm coming from here. Do you understand?
Absolutely.
So, and again, I'm sorry to go off on this tangent raid and whatnot during this podcast, guys. But ultimately, okay, the PEGI system is flawed. The movie rating system is flawed. Why? Because if they want to watch it, or they want to own it, or they want to play it, they're going to. Lest you, the parent, be proactive. Talk to the child. They say, oh, I want to watch Aliens Rape Terminator 3. Okay, why do you want to watch Aliens Rape Terminators 3? Well, it's got Terminators in it and aliens, and I want to see how they... Okay, son. Okay, this is what we're going to do. You take them down to the fucking Family Dollar. You buy a couple of robot action figures, you buy a couple of alien plushie toys, and you act the movie out using the kid's imagination. Now he doesn't want to see the movie anymore because you've scarred him for life because Dad's playing with action figures. Win all around.
Or do like I did with Kelly.
See? Fucking win. Do you see what I'm saying?
She wanted to watch The Hills Have Eyes.
Mm-hmm.
I asked her like 5 times, "Are you sure?" I didn't watch the movie. We went in, I paid for the tickets, got the popcorn and the whole 9 yards.
Mm-hmm.
We went and sat down. When the movie started, I started watching Kelly.
Her
The
face.
second I seen her face, I was like, "You want to see any more?" No.
No.
Okay, let's go.
Let's go. Exactly. And see, that's another thing. A lot of people want more realism and more realism and more realism in their movies and in their games with freaking, 4K resolution and super IMAX and all this other shit, And I'm like, yeah. And you're still not catching on, are you? Who wants to see, Chucky in 4K super IMAX?
Not I.
Who wants to go to watch a movie where you see, someone get their brains blown out and you can practically taste the brain matter?
No.
But there are people out there that do, and they're not the ones being questioned. It's always that one quiet kid in the corner who wants to just read his fucking book and learn.
Leave me alone.
Exactly. Do you see what I'm saying? It's always the weird ones like Robert and myself. But that's my whole point, okay? You got to understand, I'm sick and tired of people using the PEGI system, okay, or any kind of age rating system, okay, to get their agenda across without having to look at the other side.
Uh-huh.
And I honestly think that the age rating system works? Partially. If it's a 50-50. It's 50% the system and it's 50% the person. Okay? If the parent is proactive, up to 50%, the rest of the fault will lie in the system. Do you see?
Yes.
And that is why I honestly feel that the PEGI system or the MSRB... right here, okay, the teen ESRB rating on this copy of Freelancer is T for teen. Okay? And it doesn't explain why. The ESRB rating for StarCraft is T for teen. So it's good for a 16-year-old. Okay? What's the ESRB rating for Diablo? M for mature. So you have to be 18 plus to play Diablo 2. But not to play... Oh, wait, and you do for Diablo 1. It's an M for mature. Do you see? But who the hell at GameStop, okay, is going to stop a 14-year-old from buying these used titles and checking the PEGI system?
Nobody.
Nobody. Do you see what I'm saying? And I can guarantee the next crazed gunman, the first thing the first 3 things they're gonna analyze is the music he listens to, the movies he watches, and the games he plays. And $50 is gonna be Grand Theft Auto or some variant of that fucking game in the game list. In the movies, it's probably gonna be The Hills Have Eyes or some other fucking gory movie. And the music he listens to is going to be Pantera, Marilyn Manson, you know what I mean? It's always going to be one of those 3 things that they blame. The music, the movies, or the games. And never actually stop for brief, and actually not stop for a brief fucking second and look at the person's life. What led him that way? Oh, he must have been mentally retarded. Okay, prove it. Where is the documented proof that that person was mentally damaged or mentally unstable? Oh, we've got hundreds of documents from all these, and he's not in a mental hospital. Why then? Oh, that's looking too deep, isn't it, Fox? Do you see what I'm saying? They would love to, and it's always the games, the movies, or the music. Never the fucking person. And this is what people have to do. They have to stop looking at what Fox and CBS and MSNBC and all these other fucking mainstream medias are telling you, because they're getting paid to slander all these other fuckers under the guise of free press. Okay? And that's not tin hat. That's the truth. Okay? That's the fucking truth. Okay? Do they ever mention when a serial killer goes on a rampage and he's playing fucking Skylanders? Or My Little Pony, or Barbie, or he listens to fucking One Direction, or Backstreet Boys, or NSYNC, and the movies he watches is not another teen movie, or the dancing pants of the Ya Sisters, or whatever, something stupid gay fucking shit. You know what I mean? No, they don't mention any of that crap. They always, he must have been influenced by Grand Theft Auto, or he must have been influenced by Pantera, or Slipknot, or Marilyn Manson, or Ozzy Osbourne, or I'm like,
Danny.
Yeah.
Most of the systems you are put in place. The system actually works, but the problem is you can't fix stupid.
Exactly. Like I said,
That's what the hammer's for.
that's
what, it's like, my buddy Doug saying behind me, they're saying the system works, but the problem is people don't.
Exactly. It's a 50-50, like I was saying earlier. It's 50% the parents. The parents have to be fucking proactive. Both the grandparents and the parents.
Yeah, but see, the system's put in place for a reason by people that, are trying to be proactive.
Yeah. But no, I just mean that the parents themselves have to be proactive as well. Okay? Believe it or not, Mario, okay? Mario, of all games, actually has an MSRB rating of mature. Which means 18 plus to play Mario. Why? Because in Mario 2, when Princess Peach goes to lift something up, you can see her panties.
Panties?
No, I'm serious. When Mario 2 first launched, okay, Nintendo almost had to freaking remove Princess Peach completely from the game, because when she goes to dig something out the ground, you can see her knickers.
Never noticed.
That is how bad the system can be at times. But I'm just saying, guys, okay? I'm going to end this podcast here. Thank you guys for listening. And if you guys, have Twitter or whatever, go ahead, post your Twitter stuff here. You can always find me. I'm Deceptive Cobras. Twitter.com/Deceptive Cobras. You can always find me there. Honey, what about you?
DC's Baroness.
It's Twitter.com/DC's Baroness.
DC Baroness, yes.
Okay. Robert, do you have Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, what?
None of the above.
Okay, so you can find Robert at nowhere. Vic, what about you? Do you have Twitter, Facebook?
Facebook is private.
So you can find Victor at Facebook if you stalk him quick enough. So guys, I'm gonna end this I'm gonna end the Pixel podcast where they stay safe, have fun, no matter what game you're playing. Most importantly, have fun. Keep your ships flying, keep your enemies dying. Cobra Commander and his crazy crew are out. Hi guys, and today we are going to be doing a unboxing video of the Allure Dragon Tooth gaming keyboard. Now, of course, I would love to give you all the tech specs and whatnot, but the majority of this is in Japanese or country. So what is written in English, I will translate.